What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Investing Bros live show. We've got another good one lined up for you today. Small pumps in the markets, but bigger question that we're going to be tackling today. A whole lot of headlines, but we're going to be tackling this meme coin narrative that has been building and building over the last couple of weeks. We have watched meme coin after meme coin be pumped and dumped, and ultimately it is one of the things that has been holding the crypto bull market back. But people are starting to ask the question, have we legitimately seen meme coins ruin the future of altcoin bull markets, ruin the future of altcoin season? Are your favorite altcoins suppressed because of the sins of the meme coin world? We're going to talk about all of that and a whole lot more. Whether you love memes or hate memes, I urge you to stick in for the entire show. Don't just assume what you think we're going to say. Stick around, find out what is going on. We got so many other stories. XRP has some big headlines. There's some big news coming from Binance.us. Great show lined up for you guys today. Smash that like button if you're excited for the Bro Show. Hit that subscribe. But first, we got to roll an intro. What is going on, everybody? Real quick, Crux in chat. I know he's in chat right now, so you're not going to see him on camera. Put a poll in chat. I want to get everyone's opinion here. Do you believe that meme coins are ruining the crypto bull market? Let's find out how the audience is sitting on that. Before we do that, though, I want to introduce these two fine gentlemen sitting right beneath me. I got Smay over here in the burnt orange, looking like a Texas fan today. How are you doing today, Smaynold?
Well, Tim, you might have to get your cones and rods checked because this is actually brown. So not burnt
I'm
orange.
just saying. Okay, new poll. Crux, forget the poll about the meme coins.
The leather brown of the hat. So not burnt orange.
This shirt looks burnt orange on camera.
Right.
It might not be orange, but on camera it looks burnt orange.
Right. And so another correction here. You said sitting here. Neither me or Shroom are sitting currently. We are both standing. So, all right, we're going to have to work on that. We're going to have to work on that perception skills right now. But I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. How are you doing?
Well, apparently I'm wrong about everything. I'm not an orange shirt. You're not sitting. So doing terrible, I guess. I'm going to introduce somebody else now. I'm tired of listening to Smay correct me on everything. T-Shroom, now you do have an orange background. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a nice blue shirt there. How are you doing, Shroom? And what else have I gotten wrong that you can tell me about today?
Oh, that's okay, Tim. I'm not so immature that I would correct you on colors. So I'm just kidding, Smay. I'm just messing with you. No, we had a good morning this morning. I took my dog to the vet, and my dog has a clean bill of health. There were some issues, but not issues that dog antibiotics couldn't fix. So we're back in the clear, and she's loving going outside and prancing around in the grass. And I'm doing better than I deserve.
That's good. That's very, very good. Shout out to Istophobic with the super chat here early. He said altcoins are doing worse than they deserve. Reference, of course, to you there, T-Shroom. By the way, Smay, we love Smay. Everyone here loves Smay. Put a heart in chat if you guys love Smay. I don't want to bully him. He's accused me in the past of bullying him. I think it's pretty clear today who's the bully is, but I want to make it clear I'm not bullying. Anybody. I love you a lot. It looks like Crux might not be in chat yet, so if you have an ability, Smay, to go put that poll in chat,
remind me what the poll says.
The poll needs to ask. All right, teach them. The poll needs to ask: do you believe that that meme coins have ruined crypto bull market? I want to see what you guys think down there. While he is putting that in, though, let's go ahead and we're going to do the minute rundown in just a second. I'm first going to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's episode. And once again, it is Blofin. If you guys are bullish or bearish, wherever you are, make sure to be trading these moves. Right now, during this very boring season of Bitcoin and crypto, there is one way you absolutely can be making money, whether you're bullish or bearish. trade these very small movements. You can use Blofin. This is a no KYC exchange. You do not have to register a bunch of information to know where you are. You can, even if you're in the United States, trade leverage. I don't recommend trading like 150x leverage, although you can on Blofin. Use our link down below, because for this month, every single dollar you trade, if you get to higher levels of volume you're trading with, you get cash back. It's only done when you sign up with the Bros link down below for Blofin. Shout out to them. That's my favorite exchange. That's where I'm trading every single day. And if you're using Luxalgo and other trading tools like our VIP trading group, you are crushing it, because those calls are they're really easy right now. Boring seasons are really easy to trade in. Start learning how to trade today. With that said, I see that poll is up there. Everybody go ahead and go vote on that poll. I want to throw it over to T-Shroom, and we're going to get into our minute rundown on the news. A lot of stories here, a lot of dynamic stories. We're going to have some big conversations today, but just so people are aware and prepared for what the direction of the show is going in, what's on the news for today, T-Shroom?
Let's get into the news here, Tim. Starting off with this gentleman here. This is Dave Portnoy. We'll be hearing a lot about him. He's kind of making a big splash in the meme world, and that's because he has been following the pattern of buy, rug, repeat. We'll be getting into the details of what exactly this means and why it is really, really annoying for serious crypto investors. Let's get into some more news here. We'll talk about this in a few minutes. Hong Kong's SFC, their financial regulator, is intensifying its push to become Asia's virtual asset hub with 5 pillars of regulatory clarity. Breaking, NASDAQ proposes Rule 5712 to allow listing and trading of digital asset-based investment interests, including the hashtag NASDAQ Crypto Index US ETF. It's a mouthful, but it's also exciting for investors who want to diversify within crypto. Real Donald Trump shared an XRP-related article on Truth Social today, sparking excitement and speculation within the XRP community. And Elon Musk said he would ask President Donald Trump about a proposal for a D.O.G.E dividend that would give American taxpayers a refund check of $5,000, funded, of course, by the savings from his Department of Government Efficiency, D.O.G.E. Binance US resumes USD deposits and withdrawals for the first time since 2023. Could it be coming for the heels of Coinbase? Perhaps. And finally, this one was from yesterday, but we didn't cover it on the live show because it happened after the live show was over. Pro-Bitcoin Howard Lutnick officially confirmed as the most pro-crypto Secretary of Commerce ever, Tim. These are some really, really exciting headlines. Regulatory clarity, a final pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto member of the Trump crypto team has been put in place. It's a very exciting time to be long these digital assets. And that's the news, Tim.
There we go. We're going to talk about all that and a whole lot more. We're going to be a little more brief with the technical analysis because a lot of conversations to have. Again, if you guys are just joining, we are going to be talking, giving you guys our takes on what all this meme coin craziness means for your cryptos. You guys know here at Investing Bros, we are not the biggest meme coin advocates, but the big question that I've seen a lot of people asking, are the meme coins ruining the bull market? Is the bull market over because of what's happening in the meme coin world? We will be jumping into that topic, giving you our thoughts and what I'm kind of thinking about the future when it comes to crypto and meme coins. But with that said, let's take a look here at what's happening. Let's start off with the bubbles. We told you yesterday, and a sea of red, we told you more than likely today would be a sea of green. Sure enough, that is exactly right. The big movers here, this is Sonic, one of the newer emerging coins in the top 100. It is up 26% today. Some other big movers like TEL, Aptos, Bera, Injective. Man, there's a coin I almost sold out of all of. I'm probably close to selling out of my Injective going into something else, but I've held on. Today, my portfolio likes that I held Injective. It's up 11.1%. That being said, it is still one I'm considering moving it into maybe some more consistent, more reliable coins in the future. I will let all of our VIP traders know when and if that happens. So if you want to know when I buy and sell things and what my portfolio split looks like, guess what? All of our Super Bros members get to see my portfolio at any one time. So if you guys want to join to see what I do, what T-Shroom does, what Crux does, and several other great investors in our community, go join the Super Bros level today. Let's talk about Bitcoin here very quickly. Not a lot necessarily happening. We told you yesterday, don't be surprised. We actually set up a long on the live show. I took profits just south of 96,000, but I told you guys, don't be surprised if Bitcoin makes its way towards 96K, back up here towards resistance. We're not going to get a whole lot into Bitcoin today like we have on other days. And the big reason why is because we're just continuing to trade in this very boring descending channel. It is one that I would claim is long-term bullish. This is a good sign. We're reaching a decision point here in a second where we're going to be hitting resistance. Are we going to do what the same thing we've done the last 6, 7 times we've hit this red line and just reject and move back down again? Or can we finally get a breakout? Something that I'm watching, we did enter a short on our live trading group, had some success, exited early because we didn't get our take profit level. We had a great sell signal earlier, just a couple of hours ago with our 15-minute chart. You guys can see here, if I zoom in on Lux Algo, we had the reversals in play. We had bearish divergence. We had bearish momentum, had negative money flow. I thought it would flow up to the 30-minute chart. And this is something I'm keeping an eye on because you can see the money flow is now curving south again. This is what I would call a bearish bubble on the 30-minute chart right now. And it should send the price of Bitcoin back down towards 95K if you're a trading person. I entered a trade, but you can see the bubble just refuses to pop. It just continues to carry on sideways. It will pop at some point. I do still feel like it's going to be a reasonable expectation for the 30-minute smart trail to get hit again back down here towards $95,000 is my expectation. But when I zoom out, that's my short-term trading setup for people, right? And this is stuff my VIP trading group knows how I'm viewing this stuff. If we continue to see some bullish momentum, all of a sudden we're back on track to start looking for a big breakout. But short term, if you break out, we're talking about moves back up above 97,000. But the larger story is, remember, I told you this could take weeks. We are under currently a very frustrating looking, but technically a daily buy signal here on Bitcoin. We had the green reversal, we had bullish momentum, we have the positive money flow, right? We're being stubborn. I told you this could take a couple of days or a week or two before it really starts to move bullishly. If we can break that bearish resistance level, all of a sudden we're talking about getting back up above 100,000, pushing towards 102. And that would be very important to get back to 102 because if we start to turn some of this stuff off, something that's going to be very important is to start breaking some of these higher highs. I would love to see us get back above 99,000 and break this previous all-time high, or not all-time high, previous lower high, but 102,500. This lower high set back on February 3rd, that is going to be, I think, a major milestone for Bitcoin bulls to eclipse and to get above. If we can do that, all of a sudden, we're not talking about just getting back to and going over the daily smart trail. We're all of a sudden talking about getting back up to the higher range of this long-term trading channel, back up towards 108, 109. Not going to talk about new all-time highs just yet. Again, this is going to be a very frustrating conversation here. We could easily start making some bullish momentum, everybody, and we could make our way back in this blue zone and all of a sudden pull back down the downside again. Do you remember how frustrating and how long and boring the summer of 2024 was when we kept having these bullish breakouts and then we fall back down and bullish breakout and fall back down and bullish breakout and fall. Why am I saying what I'm saying now? Because until we get the next big news headline, until we get the next big catalyst, we're not going to have any reason for Bitcoin or altcoins in the majority to set brand new all-time highs. Back here, we had to wait for the presidential election. I'm surprised we had to wait so long, but we topped out in March of 2024 and didn't set a new all-time high again until after we found out that Donald Trump was going to be the next president of the United States. Well, what are we waiting on now? It's something I've told you guys here before. We are waiting on one of two things. There's two big catalysts in the year 2025 that can send us to new all-time highs and then potentially above and beyond. Number one, we're going to talk about it today, quantitative easing. Can we finally start cutting rates again? Do we get Jerome Powell and the Fed to say it's time to get liquidity back to Americans, back to the markets? That would send Bitcoin and cryptos all-time highs. The other one would be clarity on what regulation looks like for crypto. There are trillions of dollars of institutional money that is waiting on the sidelines that they are not allowed to invest. They can't invest a single dime in crypto until they know what regulation looks like. So coincidentally, why would they allow the markets, if this is an institutional bull market, if the institutions are driving it, which I believe is what's happening, I think most of you believe that, This makes all the sense in the world to continue to suppress the price of cryptocurrency so that they can wait to get a good buying opportunity before it takes off. They're not allowed to buy right now. They have to wait for that clarity, but they will keep prices low until that clarity happens. Then they'll buy the dip and we will take off. That's why I'm still so bullish on the bull market, but why I also have understood I need to slow down. I need to pull back and just be patient. I don't need to see a new all-time high tomorrow. I don't even need to see it. Like these people saying we have to be at all-time highs before the end of February or the bull market's over. Don't put that kind of timetable on it. Don't put yourself in a box that limits it. The same way we had a very long, frustrating 2024 until the next big catalyst came out. That's what we need to be ready for right now. And we could get some great news later this week, next month, 2 months from now. We also could have to wait until the summer. All of this, though, will be long-term worth it to be patient and hodl on. But I just want you to be prepared. You might have to wait for quite a while. That's the news we're looking for. Some other things that I want to take a look at very quickly. We're very brief here. We might circle back to it. Some bigger movements of top coins here. XRP, of course, mentioned by Donald Trump. We're talking about Donald Trump here a little bit. Donald Trump sending out 2 different messages on his Truth Social account mentioning XRP. We know there's a form of a relationship there between Donald Trump, his team, and then Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and then therefore XRP. XRP is getting a nice little boost here today. It's one of the top movers of the top coins. Now it is running into some resistance right here around $2.70. If you guys have been trading this, even without the news, we did get a nice little buy signal right in here. Now the money flow is not very positive, so we'll say that's not the greatest buy signal in the world. I wonder if the 1 hour got positive money flow. There we go. We had a buy signal back here. Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. That's going to explain why we ended up making a move back up. But we are hitting some targets. It's going to be interesting to see, can the bulls push through and get back above this red line, or are we about to sell off? That's what we're kind of watching for on XRP. But if you're wondering why it got such a nice boost here, it is because of some Trump news. Some other coins getting a nice boost today. HBAR. Now, I don't know about any news. I just know HBAR is up 4.5%, one of the higher mover ones. There you go. Once again, it's hitting itself right there on the 4-hour smart trail as well. SUI is having a good day. It, of course, as well, is rejecting right now off of that 4-hour smart trail from Luxalgo. And then another one I want to mention, and we're going to move on from here. Now, I've done TA on this coin before. We were talking about this in our planning meeting. A coin that I want to put on people's radars that I'm not putting on your radar because some of you probably already know what it is, but some of you don't. And a coin that I want to start tracking a lot more. I'm not ready to buy it yet. I don't own any of this coin. But if you're wondering what is a coin that's hot that you need to consider, how can I get this into my portfolio? Mantra. Now, this Mantra is the number 22 ranked coin. I'm not talking about a brand new coin. We're not revealing any secrets here, but it's one that we haven't talked about a whole lot because it doesn't get brought up a whole lot. Look at what this chart looks like, though, from a daily chart perspective. This coin has just been on fire this entire bull market. And it's had a couple mild pullbacks, but take a look at this one. This is the 2021 bear market. Once we started the bull market in 2023, that big pickup in October, November of 2023, there's barely been any hiccup for Mantra. Anyone who had the cojones to buy way back here at the lows back in October, you've made a lot of money. In fact, I believe if you go to the bubbles and you go to the yearly bubble, I think that it's the largest mover. Yeah, Mantra, OM, it's the highest mover in the last 365 days, up 3,100%. Now, I'll tell you this. I told you I've been sleeping on it, right? You haven't heard me talk about it on the channel. For all of our members, if you are in our membership, this is a coin that roughly almost a year ago, probably around a year ago, Crux put this into one of his diamond. I can't remember, what does he call T-shirt? What does he call that list? Gem watch list. So correct. Our members of the Bros community were put onto Mantra from Crux well That's over right. a year ago. So anyone who listened to him is up very, very pretty. I'll tell you this is what I want to say, and I'm going to go away because I'm sitting here saying this coin is looking great. It's had amazing bull market so far. Does that mean you should be buying right now at $7.60? The answer, heck no. If you hold it already, I'm not telling you to take profit. I'm not seeing things on the charts that are telling me, man, we have to sell off right now and we're going to have a massive drop. I do see some very light bearish divergence on the Luxalgo oscillator. I do think if you go out to the weekly chart, you have a just massively overextended oscillator pattern here. You're going to get some bearish divergence forming on the weekly chart as well, even though you still have positive money flow. But my biggest thing is this is a coin that has had some pauses, but no major pullback like any other altcoin. It is overdue easily for some form of a pullback. What I'm going to want to look for, I'm going to buy Mantra. I just want to be very clear with you guys. You guys can buy it whenever you want. I'm not your financial advisor. Buy it now. Wait like I do. Wait longer. I want to see at least a 40% pullback on Mantra. We've seen it happen here a couple times. Let me show you the pullbacks that it has had. It had one right here in roughly the world of 40%. It had one right here. So that was back in July. We had another one here in June, roughly in the world of 40%. So 40% seems like a very reasonable level of a healthy correction. That's what I want to see on Mantra. If I'm being honest with you, this is a coin that could have, and it still be very bullish. It could have itself a nice 50, 60, 70% pullback. And still, let's just pretend that were to happen right there. That would still be a very attractive looking chart, right? If I zoom out here, that's still higher highs and higher lows. But what I want to see for my purchase on Mantra, my first ever purchase, I've never bought this coin. I think I traded it once months ago in our VIP trading group. But I want to see at least a 40% pullback. So whether we pull 40% back from where we currently are, or whether we go a little higher and then have a 40% pullback, I don't want to buy this coin in its momentum. I don't want to FOMO in. I want to wait for a nice, healthy correction, and then I'll be looking to buy into Mantra. This is one I've been sleeping on it. Hopefully you guys have not been sleeping on it. Put a 1 in chat if Mantra is in your portfolio. This is one you might hear us talk a lot more about over the next couple of weeks and months to monitor where a great entry could be. But with that said, it is time to go ahead and transition into some of our news, into some of our discussions. We are going to be talking a little bit bull market. We're talking about meme coins today. A little bit lower viewed show. It doesn't seem like as many of you guys are in here, but if you are here, smash that like button right now if you're excited to get into our news discussion today. And I'm going to throw it over to T-Shroom to kind of get this going. But the big question on the table we want to start off with, are meme coins, whichever word you want to use, are meme coins ruining the crypto bull market? We put a poll in chat. You guys voted. I think the last time I saw it was like 60-something% of you were saying, yes, meme coins are ruining the crypto bull market. Let's get in that conversation. T-Shroom, I want to throw it over to you to start the conversation. What do people need to know about that? So maybe just jumping into the show right now.
For sure. Yeah. So, there's been a couple of big meme headlines in the year of 2025. The biggest one by far is Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, launching his own meme coin and then launching a meme coin for his wife, the first lady. And then followed by, just a deluge, some might say, of other meme coins being pumped into the market and people losing money as a result of their lack of education of what meme coins are and how they're not actually the same, shouldn't be considered the same category as crypto, and certainly not Bitcoin. The third biggest is definitely going to be the Libra coin with Javier Milei, the president of Argentina. He launched a coin and that coin was rug pulled. I don't necessarily know if it was how much agency he had over that project, but his comments since then have been sus, to say the least. I'm still holding out hope that Javier Milei will come out on top of this from a public relations standpoint, but I can't blame some folks for thinking that he's not a good person after this stunt. And then finally, recently, this Twitter post here had a pretty good summary of what happened with Dave Portnoy. You may know him from Barstool Sports. He invented it. He's the inventor of Barstool Sports, and this is essentially what was happening. A buy, a rug, a repeat. Dave Portnoy, Stool Presidente, created the Greed coin and bought 35.79% of the total supply, and then he sold it all. Now, let's pause there for a second, because you might be wondering, wait, how did he buy that much? Well, there's what's called bots, automated computers that you can set to go in and buy a token as soon as anyone can buy it. Right? And other bots are going to be competing to buy that token. That's why he didn't get 90%, right? Because he had weak bots, I guess. But 35.79% is still pretty high. And then he sold it all, right? His profit was just over $250,000. And then the token basically crushed and is down 99%, according to this tweet. May have changed since this tweet was tweeted out. Then he created Greed 2 and did the same thing. And so folks are not happy about that. And that is that brings us up to speed in the saga of meme coins in 2025. And it begs the question, are meme coins crushing the spirits of crypto investors and traders? And is crypto done for? Tim, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think there's a couple different things we need to set up and make sure we're clear with definitions and what we're referencing. When you hear us say meme coins, we are not talking about established coins that have been here for a while, that have massive communities, but have a healthy level of decentralization. I'm not going to call them the most decentralized, but Dogecoin is not a meme coin really anymore. Shiba Inu is not a meme coin. Even ones that I would still call meme coins, but I'm going to say they're in a different category. Think of like the Pepes and the Bonks, and there's a couple others. I'm not going to name all of them because, again, I'm not a big meme coin guy in the first place. But there are certain coins I want to make sure when we get in here and we critique and give our opinions about the unhealthy side of meme coins. And I think whether you love them or hate them, we all know there is an unhealthy side. I'm not referencing some of these larger top 100 coins that are established. They've been around the block. They've seen their dumps and then pump back up to new highs shortly after. That's a sign of maturity and stabilization. What we're really talking about or a lot of these brand new meme coins, some of them celebrity coins. I mean, celebrity coins obviously were probably the beginning of a massive wave of pump and dump schemes that have just been obliterating retail investors. I think we had a lot of them happen last year. A lot of celebrities posted them, and then we kind of had a dying down. We kind of got really quiet with celebrity coins there for a while, and then all of a sudden, Donald Trump and Melania and a bunch of other celebrity meme coins started coming back out again. And we started this whole brand new wave. And it's trickled down to, we've seen in recent months, Hawk Tua coin cost people billions of dollars. We've just watched Libra be pumped, as T-Shrim said, by the president of Argentina. It cost people billions of dollars. I think you're talking about Dave Portnoy here. I think he personally alone lost $5 million in it. But then, of course, now you have Dave coming out in the picture. And by the way, I enjoy Barstool Sports. Some people don't like them. Some people do. I think it's funny. I like when I want to kick back and just watch like a podcast or something. There's several Barstool Sports shows that I love listening to. But what I will say, if I could sit in a room with Dave Portnoy and I could sit in a room with some of these people trading these coins, I would love to respectfully try to talk them out of their current strategies, what they think is happening. And we're going to get into the question of what are the meme coins' role right now in the bull market? Is it ending the bull market? Are meme coins good? What's our overall thought here? I want to start by saying a simple answer. I know a lot of you guys are voting that meme coins are ruining the bull market. And I think a lot of you guys are going to assume, based off of my historical anti-meme coin approach, that I would say that they're ruining the bull market. And I'll tell you, I think they're delaying the bull market. I think they're playing a factor. But my answer, and I want to throw it to you, T-Shirt, and we're going to keep discussing this. My actual answer here is no. I do not believe that meme coins are blocking or preventing some sort of bull market. I think there's a level of delay, but I also think it's a very coincidental thing that you always see whenever something big is about to happen, there's always some distraction that distracts the average retail investor and keeps their eyes diverted from what's really going on. I think that institutions are loving this right now. I think that they are able to buy dips on the more legitimate projects, and the average retail investor who's tired of the boring Bitcoin market, they want to see pumps. They want to see big numbers next to their coins. They're tempted to go trade these meme coins, and they're losing everything. But I think this plays exactly into what institutions want. And that's why I don't think the bull market's over, because I don't think this is a retail bull market. I think this is an institutional bull market. And these meme coins are playing a very great role at discouraging retail from making gains. But Tisha, let me throw it to you. We'll have a lot back and forth here. What are your thoughts about this?
You couldn't be more wrong, Tim. No, I'm just kidding. I actually agree with you, Tim. Unfortunately, people are dumb, right? And that is always been true. That will continue to be true. And there's just nothing you can do about it, right? There's always going to be people who are very smart. There's people who are way smarter than I am. And there's going to be people who are fooled by those people who are very smart and have malevolence intentions. Now, where does that leave us, right? Because we still want to invest. We still want to beat inflation. We still want to beat the S&P 500. Wisdom is where it becomes very valuable, right? When I think about meme coins, I think about the free market. I think the meme coins would have existed if the stock market had an equivalent of meme coins, right? We do see that phenomenon start to manifest a little bit in GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, I believe was one as well. And then the Trump stock also is a bit of a meme coin, right? So there's this longing and this urge to express something that exists within the financial system. I do like this comment here. You don't have to go to my screen, but Brad in the Burrow said meme coins aren't destroying crypto. It's that retail doesn't move it as much as institutional investment. Retail isn't putting the capital into it that creates the booms. And that speaks to your point, Tim. Thank you, Brad in the Burrow. And that speaks to your point, is that people are getting into crypto to get rich. So many people are. And you can't blame people for wanting to have a better life than they have. But you kind of can. There is a point at which you can kind of point to somebody and say, hey, you're dumb. Like, you're not smart. You're thinking that you're going to do something with a very little investment and you're going to be a millionaire. Like, no, that's a dumb thing to think. And it's even dumber. And people should judge you for taking action on that type of a thought. And so I think that's a little bit of what Dave Portnoy is pointing out here. He's getting rich in the process of saying that, richer, I should say. But I don't think they're destroying crypto.
Let's be very clear on Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy is having the time of his life with all this. And we're talking about somebody who lost $5 million. I don't think he's profitable. If anyone is sitting here thinking that Dave Portnoy is profitable in his meme coin trading, he's not. He's losing millions of dollars. He's loving it because he's in the world of entertainment. He loves being talked about. Anything that can get him into the spotlight and the center of attention and people are mentioning his name, it's good for his brand. It's good for his money, his sponsors. He doesn't care about losing money. He understands a much larger game is afoot. He's invested in Bitcoin. He's invested in other legitimate altcoins. He is taking advantage of opportunities in a very boring market. Again, this is the problem. This is why we tell you guys to be patient, to stop trying to chase these riches, because what's happening right now is people are being very dumb. I don't want to call meme coin investors dumb people and to define their entire life. But the decision to be going heavily into these celebrity coins, these pumping up meme coins, it is very foolish. And I agree 100% with something Michael Peslow said in chat. He said, some people are dumb. Fools and his money are soon parted. This is absolutely, absolutely true, that this is a whole ploy that is taking advantage of the average retail investor who does not have patience, who's making foolish decisions, who's gambling their money, and is taking it from them. The reality of it, though, is I agree with other things in here. Like, I'm going to sit here and tell you, it sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. Are these meme coins bad? Yes, they are. Are these costing people millions of dollars? Yes, they are. Is it giving the crypto community a little bit of a black eye? A little bit. There's somebody in chat, I don't remember who said this, but somebody in chat said that they think that it's good because it's bringing attention to crypto and causing more retail investors to come on in. And there's a level of that I would say maybe there's some that are reading through the BS and getting into the more established coins. But the truth of the matter is I actually think that it's the opposite, that things like this happening are going to cause grandma and grandpa and brother Daryl, who were considering getting into crypto, but they hear these stories of people losing thousands. You guys love my names I create every single day. They're hearing these stories of thousands of people losing hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in these stupid coins, but all they hear is crypto. They just hear the word crypto. Why would they go buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or Chainlink or Ondo or name your more legitimate project? Why would they buy that when all they know about is the terrible stories of people losing everything in the world of crypto? Which, by the way, a lot of those altcoins I just mentioned, not Bitcoin, but altcoins are down 40 to 50% right now. Most retail investors do not hear that and think anything positively. So you might be sitting here saying, all right, so Tim is saying that meme coins are bad for retail investors. They're discouraging retail investors from getting in. Therefore, Tim is saying that the bull market is over or that meme coins are ruining the bull market, to which I'm saying, no, that's not at all what I'm saying. I think that this bull market is going to be completely driven by institutional investors. I think that real money, smart money, is staying very far away from these celebrity coins, but they're more than happy to funnel all of the retail money towards these volatile assets, let them be shook out so that they have more time to buy the dips of the more legitimate coins. And like I said earlier, they're going to wait for the next catalyst. They're going to wait for quantitative easing. They're going to wait for clarity about what the regulation of crypto looks like. And then they're going to buy these dips hardcore on these legitimate coins. They're going to skyrocket in price. And then all of a sudden, all of these retail investors who still do believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum and Ondo and ADA and all these, but they wasted their liquidity trading these pump and dump meme coins. They're going to look back and say, why didn't I just sit around and wait? Why did I have to go be a gambler at the casino and play with these things? This is the perfect strategy. If I am an institutional investor and I want to buy all the dip I can to myself, this is my dream come true, that these meme coins are ruining retail investors' lives and discouraging them away from cryptocurrency, because that means more for me and I get to make all the gains. Retail will come back. Guess what's going to happen, guys? This is what the sad reality is. These retail investors who are losing money right now and are going to leave, they're going to leave crypto, and then they're going to come back and they're going to be exit liquidity on the legitimate projects. They're going to get so discouraged about crypto, they're going to leave, say, I'm done with crypto. Then they're going to see Bitcoin at 200,000, 300,000. They're going to see Ethereum at 15,000. They're going to see Cardano at $7 and be like, oh, why didn't I invest in those? I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to go invest in them now. And then boom, they come back in and buy, and we start a bear market. Like, that's how these things go. So yeah, go ahead.
I want to make a metaphor, because you made a good point, Tim, and it's one that I've thought about before as well, is like, what do we know about Solana chain, right? Solana chain, the fact set is Solana is where the memes are happening. They're super cheap. It's almost engineered. It seems like it's engineered to be the house for meme coins, right? The layer one for meme coins would be the technical term. And we also know that VCs are heavily invested in it, and VCs and hedge fund managers and they know how to manipulate the markets. And essentially what they have realized is that the meme coin trading world, meaning people who are probably on square one or two or three of trading in their whole lives, they're coming in and they're seeing the shiny meme coin world. The analogy I would make is, it's kind of like if you have planned a big, beautiful wedding, right? And you made it open to the public. What you would want to do is have, the cheap food available for people that are just the open public to come in, and they get the cheap food, the hot dogs and the fries or whatever, that costs very little. And then there's kind of a doorway somewhere in the area where there's a much more expensive food that's really for the bride and the groom and the true wedding party. It's a way to have everyone incorporated, and that's what crypto is really all about. It's global. It's essentially free on some of these chains to trade, or it's very, very cheap, way cheaper than opening a bank account, which requires a citizenship and all kinds of driver's licenses and all kinds of certifications. It's very cheap to just get a bank account called a wallet and buy and save in whatever currency you think is best. I think that metaphor really holds up with what you're trying to say, Tim, is that I think that there's a certain class of traders and investors who are very, very smart. They've been doing this for a long time, and they see all these new entrants in previous bull markets, and they say, hey, I bet this next bull market, we can manipulate all these new guys into not buying and keeping the prices low of high quality utility coins like Ethereum and others. And how do we do that? Because that's what we want to do. We want to keep these prices low for as long as possible. We can do that by just luring them into the free food section, the cheap food section that doesn't cost us anything, and it doesn't send the prices higher to where we have to then go buy them at those higher prices. I think it makes sense. I think that's really what's going on here. And there's probably a little bit of both. There's another group of people, right, that are like, they understand the meme coin world. They understand the VC dynamic with new entrances into the space, and they're taking advantage of it too. That's like the Hayden Davises of the world, right? They're opportunists. They see how this dynamic is working, and they're taking advantage of it, and they're making money. And I think that starts to get to the unethical side where, they're really, really cranking into that unethical aspect of it. But overall, it's keeping high quality utility projects prices low, and that does benefit people like us who understand the true value of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to move on. We have a lot more stories to cover here today. I wanted to read the super chat, though, from Juan. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said, I am from Argentina, and Javier Malay already said he only put that tweet for he loves the technology and to power up a startup that would give loans to innovations. Look for the TN News interview with Vi Ali. Thank you for the super chat there, Juan. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want him to be guilty. I will say there are some things that happened there with Libra that definitely seemed a little sketchy. But let us know in the comments, in the chat. We're going to go ahead and move on. Do you think that meme coins are good or bad for the crypto bull market? Do you think the bull market's over? We gave you our answer. We don't think the bull market's over. We think that meme coins were simply a great distraction while institutions get to keep all the riches of the smart money coins. Let us know your thoughts, though, down below. T-Stream, let's get into some other news, though. That's kind of the shadow of the whole day, the big conversation. But there is some other news happening that's very bullish for crypto. What's going on?
Absolutely. So the bullish news would be this. Bro Bitcoin Howard Lutnick officially confirmed as the most pro-crypto Secretary of Commerce ever, Tim. Now, this kind of creates a fullness of the Trump team that is pro-crypto. Howard Lutnick is very, very into crypto. He's a big Bitcoiner himself. His firm is actually well-positioned to do very well as the crypto regulatory clarity comes through. This one's very, very bullish. This is what we've been waiting on. I think that the team is now complete, as far as I understand. So that could be one thing that big institutions were waiting on, was that confirmation. Binance US resumes USDT deposits and withdrawals for the first time since 2023. Tim, do you think that there's a serious case to be made that Coinbase may actually face competition from a renewed Binance US?
I think this is just more adoption. It's going to be easier for things to get in. I think something's going to watch this be a big factor here. We know that Binance is listing, I'm talking about Binance, the one in Asia, is listing Caspa, or has listed Caspa. But other than Kraken, I think Kraken now has it listed, but Caspa is really hard to get a hold of in the United States. If Binance.us comes here, I would assume they'd have the similar listings. They would have Caspa. That could be a big deal for Caspa holders and for people saying, man, I might as well just go buy over on Binance.us rather than sign up for Coinbase account. But anyone who thinks this is going to threaten Coinbase's dominance here in the United States, I think that it's a little bit too far gone at this point. Effectively, something you should be thinking about when you think about, can Coinbase get beaten by Binance.us? You're almost asking the question, can BlackRock get beaten by Binance.us? Binance.us wasn't beating Coinbase when it was around years ago. I don't think it coming back is all of a sudden going to obliterate Coinbase. I think Coinbase will still be the most popular American-based exchange for buying and selling cryptocurrency. But it's a very good thing for Binance, the company as a whole. It's going to be a very good thing for BNB Coin, and it's also going to be a very good thing for crypto enthusiasts in general, because it's another form of adoption, another thing, another way people can go ahead and be buying up crypto. But that's kind of where I'm reading it. I think there's not a lot further to go into it on that. It's bullish. It's not going to rock too many boats. It's not going to cause too much chaos, but it is it's net beneficial to the crypto markets here in the United States.
Yep, absolutely. I will also point out it's probably going to be a bit of a tailwind for BNB chain. The coin BNB is the ticker. All right, moving on to the next ticker here, XRP. Maybe you've heard of it. Real Donald Trump certainly has. He shared XRP-related article on Truth Social, sparking excitement and speculation within the XRP community, a very big and vocal community. Now, Tim, you own XRP. And you've been holding it for a while. I had to pick up XRP because I was a doubter. I had to pick it up actually late 2024, and that's just what it happens, right? We're investors. We take risks in some things, and we avoid things in others. How bullish is this for Donald Trump to be commenting and sharing articles about XRP?
I mean, it just goes into further saying, if you thought XRP was done, then you're a little bit of a silly goose. XRP's got a long way to go, to the upside. Do I think it's going to pass Ethereum or Bitcoin? No, I don't think so. But this isn't surprising news either. And there's obviously the rumblings and accusations from a lot of Bitcoin maxis is that Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple are working behind the scenes to discourage Trump's administration from appointing a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Hey, guys, do you know it's possible for Donald Trump to like more than one cryptocurrency? Do you know it's possible that he could like a couple of them for different reasons? XRP actually makes a lot of sense why he would like it because, it was a big story. If you guys didn't know, Donald Trump, last time he was president of the United States, was very anti-crypto, very pro-U.S. dollar, very pro-U.S. banks. He wanted to see America do well, and he thought crypto was a threat. Well, what is Ripple? What is XRP? It's a banker's coin. It's really going to help banks move into the future of blockchain technology and Web3 innovation. It would be very natural. Trump didn't become anti-bank, anti-American dollar. Trump has evolved into understanding that cryptocurrency is a future. And also, if treated correctly, it can also be beneficial for American banks and the American dollar. And Ripple and XRP / also this new Ripple Labs USD could be a major portion in that. That's one of the reasons why we're so bullish on XRP and what they're doing. This to me just kind of further confirms that we're not just these crazy people thinking and dreaming what can XRP be. We're watching the rest of the world also say, not the rest of the world. We're watching big players, institutions say, hey, we really like what XRP is doing. We really like what Ripple Labs is doing. So you guys can still hate it. There's a lot of people out there that don't like Ripple, don't like XRP. They don't like levels of decentralization versus centralization. They don't like the fact that they're helping bail out the banks. Some people are really strong idealists, and in their worldview, crypto was created to get rid of banks. I think you're living in a fairy tale land if that's your opinion, that you cannot invest in anything that's going to continue the current banking system. You might even be right. Maybe these banks aren't good, but the reality is the banks are going to stay around. The banks are going to evolve. They're going to embrace cryptocurrency. The number one way for them to do that is through XRP. And Donald Trump is not anti-banks. He's not anti-American banks. So anything that could benefit them and help them, it makes logical sense why he would like XRP and want to promote it, because that's been a part of his agenda the whole time.
All right, well, we're going to stay in Washington with this next story, and it is about Doge. Maybe you've seen this headline. It's exciting a lot of people. Elon Musk said he would ask President Donald Trump about a proposal for the Doge dividend. That would give American taxpayers a refund check of $5,000, funded, of course, by the savings from his Department of Government Efficiency by the same name. $5,000, Tim, what would you buy right now with $5,000?
Can I get that little mantra dip? Probably need to go put that $5,000 into mantra. Can that coincide perfectly? Can the minute they send those checks, can mantra be down like 40, 50%? And the reason I say that is not because I think mantra is the best investment. It's just because this is a coin I want to be invested in. I own 0 of it. I want to look for an opportunity, and I need to get exposed to it. No, I mean, so something I would say, this is the time to really dig in and invest in good coins. I'm probably not going to we told you guys earlier I might make the video this week. Obviously, I'm still in my undisclosed location. I'm not at home. The lighting's not as good. My microphone, I think it's okay, but it's not as good at home. I want to make sure that video that I make my top 5 coins that everyone I think should hold, no matter your bull market, no matter whether you have a $1,000 portfolio or a $1 million portfolio. I'm going to make that video when I'm back at home this weekend or early next week. But I'll ruin it for you guys because you guys are here. So glad you guys are here in the live show. Top 3 coins right now that I believe everyone should be investing in. There's no rational explanation as to why people would try to fade these 3 coins and they still have such large gains coming. Chainlink, Ondo, Sui. I'm not saying those are the only 3 good coins out there. There's a lot of other coins that can make people a whole lot of money. But when you go through the different arguments of how much of a pump does a coin have left, how much are there bad things happening in this project versus good things happening in this project, how willing are institutions to adopt and buy into these coins, I can't think of 3 coins in a better spot to make people big money than Chainlink, Ondo, and Sui. Of course, Bitcoin is going to be good. Of course, Solana is going to be good. Of course, XRP is going to be good. But guess what? Those are all larger cap coins that can only go so much higher. Bitcoin is not going to get you anything more than a 3x from here. XRP and Solana, realistically, best case scenario, we're probably looking at best case 8x, probably realistically somewhere in the world of 5x. But Chainlink, Ondo, and Sui legitimately have probably low end 10x left in them. And then when you start to move into higher ends, pushing closer towards 20x's. That's why I would say if I had $5,000 and I was in all the coins I wanted to, and I just want to add more, it's hard for me not to say those 3 would be my first 3 looks to add that $5,000 to.
Gotcha. Good take. I would probably buy $5,000 worth of NFTs. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what I would do with $5,000. I don't know. Maybe I would just give it away. Right? That's the right answer. I would give it to somebody in need. Okay.
Hey, I need to buy more Ondo, Chainlink, and Sui and Mantra, so you can give it to me.
You're saying you're the one who's in need. Well, Tim, let's dive a little deeper on the story itself. I like where you took it, and I know I gave you kind of a curveball question there, but a lot of critics are leaping to do what they do. They criticize this and say, hey, I thought we were trying to cut federal spending, sending $5,000 to taxpayers, that's not cutting federal spending. I've got a take on this, Tim, but what do you think about that claim? What do you think about that criticism of Elon Musk's proposal to the president, Donald Trump?
I'm sure there's going to be an option out there to deny it and say I don't want it. So if you guys don't want to keep it, again, number one, you can give it to somebody else in need. And I'm joking, obviously, when I say T-Shroom should give his demand. There's a lot of people out there that need $5,000 more than I need $5,000. Donate it to somebody who's in need. I'm never going to have a problem with people who decide to be charitable and to go help those less fortunate than us. In fact, we really should. This is side tangent here. We really should, all of us out here who are making money. I know it's funny because some of you are saying I'm down on money, but as we make wealth, I urge all of you guys to look for ways to be charitable and give back. And one of the reasons why, from a faith-based reason, I do believe it's part of who God's called me to be, is to anytime that I get blessed, I need to find a way to bless other people, because it wasn't my money in the first place. It always was God's money. I'm just the holder of it, the steward of it. I need to steward it well, right? That's the religious side of it. From a political side, let's talk about a little bit political here. I want people to be more charitable because we do not need the government telling us when to be charitable, how to be charitable. The government is the least efficient, most corrupt way to help out people in need. This concept of let's raise taxes to have social distribution to help people, I'm not against the heartbeat of let's help the less fortunate. I'm against the government thinking they're the best ones to do it. And that's what Elon is figuring out. He's looking at the overarching fraud of what was supposed to be money going towards the less fortunate that's just being used as corruption. I want people who have money to be more generous out of their own free will, so that the government has no reason to think that they need to take any more of your money to help other people, because we're taking care of the poor. We're taking care of the needy. If you are in the church, if you are a Christian, I believe you are called and you are responsible to care for the widows and orphans and the lost and the least and the homeless. That doesn't mean go give every homeless person you meet $1. It means find a way to help people in need. When we don't do it, the government decides it's their responsibility. And that's what Elon's dealing with. Is at one point, maybe the government was doing a good job. Maybe when they first started all these issues, the government was spending at the right places. That clearly is not happening anymore. And I think what Elon's getting at here by saying, I think we should get this money back, is he's realizing, yeah, do we have a massive debt problem that we need to tackle? Could we use these billions of dollars to pay off debt? We could. But what we're witnessing is legitimate theft from the American people. We have had politicians stealing money from the American people, and what's the right thing to do when you've stolen money is to give it back. That's why I think he's giving this $5,000 back. I think arguments to be made is not even close to the amount of money the government has stolen from you, but it's a start.
Yeah. Well, Tim, I think this is actually a little bit of a tough one. If you go to my screen, I've got the live amount of U.S. national debt, and it's $36.5 trillion, closing in on $37 trillion very, very quickly. I'm a fan of not having any national debt, right? But I'm also a fan of getting $5,000. So I'm somewhere in between. And guess what, Tim? I think with this one, you kind of just have to say, hey, we elected Donald Trump to make these decisions. I think he's going to make the best decision, right? If it was my choice, I don't know what I'd do. I would probably have paralysis by analysis. I would say, should I give it to the people? Should I pay off the debt? And I wouldn't be able to make a decision. But somebody like Donald Trump, he's much more decisive, and the American people voted for him to make these kind of decisions. I also do think that there's a good chance that Elon is just trying to put something shiny out there for the media to cover, so that they can continue to progress in the real things that they're trying to do. You may have noticed there's something going on in the geopolitical front that is a little bit more significant than maybe it might be a little more significant than this.
Before we move on, I know there's a theory out there. I see some people in chat. I saw some people on the internet kind of mentioning this as well. This concept that the reason they're giving $5,000 is like low-key a bribe, or like to try to buy your favor. I get it. Like, I understand the logic of where that's coming from, but again, I'll go back to something I just said. They're not, if it's a bribe, if they're just trying to make you like them, it's not like they're giving you their money. They're just giving us back our money. Is that a bribe? Like, I stole money from you and I'm giving it back. I'm bribing you. Like, I don't know. Like, that, I don't really track that logic. It does make them look good, of course. Like, only an idiot would say, "Oh, when Elon gives me $5,000, that makes me hate Elon. When Trump gives me $5,000, maybe hate Trump. Like, that doesn't make you hate them. I understand if you think it's a bribe, but at the end of the day, again, it was your money in the first place. That's why he's proposing it. He's not just taking money from other people and giving it to you. He's taking your money from other people and returning it to you. And he's probably, again, he's skimming. It's not the amount of money the government's stolen from you, especially, like, I'm only 30 years old, right? I've paid taxes now for roughly 12 years. Some of you guys listening right now, you guys have been paying taxes for 20, 30, 40 years. How much money do you think the government has stolen from you? $5,000 is probably nothing. So you can call it a bribe. I call it just returning your money that was robbed.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to splash some cold water, Tim. It's time to get macroeconomic. And I know we're probably going to go a little bit over time here, but Ben Cowen has tweeted out the Fed minutes published today, said in their expectations, the Federal Reserve Balance Sheet Policy Survey responds and average saw the process of runoff concluding in mid 2025. Okay. That is macroeconomic speak for QE, maybe at mid 2025. Tim, do you have a different interpretation here of Ben Cowen's tweet?
I was thoroughly confused on it when we saw it. So I read the comments, and I think even something he responded. This goes further into, again, there was a rumor, a tweet that was put out a couple weeks ago that said that the Fed announced they'd be moving into quantitative easing in the summer of 2025. And I think someone said June. Nowhere has Jerome Powell or anyone in the Fed announced that June is the quantitative easing. There was data released that June would make sense, and it sounds like the minutes that are happening today, the data that's being put out, is once again reporting, right now we're fine, but more than likely summer, it says mid, but June is mid. It's literally the 6 month of the year. It would make a lot of sense for June to start quantitative easing. And that's kind of the takeaway from what Ben Cowen's saying, from what the minutes were. It's going to continue to fuel that fire. We should be expecting quantitative easing this summer, not any sooner. I don't think we're any reason to get it any sooner. This summer in June is more than likely when we're looking at quantitative easing coming back. Do we get this? Goes back to that thing we talked about earlier, though. What's the next catalyst for a brand new all-time high in crypto? It was either going to be quantitative easing. Well, we're probably not getting that until June. Can we get some news about regulatory clarity before then? That's going to be the difference. The difference between if we hit a new all-time high now or we have to wait till June is going to be now. It is all about what happens with regulatory clarity. So strap in. It could, again, we could hear an announcement tomorrow. We have an entire committee, a team working on integrating and deciding all these big things about cryptocurrency. If they can't come to a conclusion, and they don't come to something till later this year, we're waiting until June in quantitative easing to when we actually get a liquidity injection and then markets take off.
Yep. And one thing, if you're interested in trying to figure out when will we get rate cuts, you can always look at the 6-month rates, the bond rates, and you can see when did we get our first cut of 2024. It wasn't until September. Now QE is slightly different from just straight up rate cuts. I understand that, but you can see that the 6 months started predicting that all the way back in June, right? So the 6-month rate came down. It was up at 5.34, came all the way down to reprice 4.3 by June, and it was correct. And then it got 2 more cuts. And so it came down even a little bit more. It's not rocket science, bros. This is how you read. The markets are always front looking. They're always trying to get ahead of what's going to end up happening. And the bond market is the smartest market. It's the most liquidity outside of the derivatives market. And it is almost always right when it comes to predicting what rates are going, predicting what the Fed is going to do before it happens. So we also can look at Polymarket. We can see what's going on there. In June, it's still 67% that there will be no pause. By the way, I just realized I didn't actually interpret the 3-month. This is the 6-month rates. So this is essentially, it's coming down a little bit today. It's down 0.2%, but this will be important to watch because the bond market is likely going to call the bluff of the Fed minutes and say, no, it's not, we're not going to get a cut in June, or it is, and it's going to confirm that. And we will see within 6 months, what is the rate going to be? And it's going to reprice to the downside, or it's going to reprice to the upside and call the bluff of the Fed. So how you might be worried, you might be T Shroom, You make it sound so clear, you make it sound so simple, but I'm not going to remember to go and check the 3-month. I don't even know how to look at that chart you're looking at. Don't worry. Make sure that you subscribe to the Investing Bros, because we will keep you abreast on all of these bond developments and how they may be predicting where the rates are going to go. Tim, I spent way too much time on bonds, and I apologize.
What I want to know is, have you been cracking back open the SAT prep book? The vocabulary that you have been using in today's show and the last couple of shows, it's impressive. Abreast.
I'm just staying hydrated, Tim, and you can tell what's on my mind.
Yeah, listen. Top of his class, this guy over here. Top of his class in economics, this guy.
That's right. We're having fun.
It turns out top of his class in the SAT prep as well. With that said, it is 3:59. It's time to wrap up the show. If you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button. It was different today. We talked a lot of meme coins, talked a lot of details about the bull market as a whole. Didn't do as many charts because charts right now are not necessarily doing a lot. Maybe tomorrow. I'll tell you this. This is our promise to you guys. Anytime the charts are going crazy, we will use a lot of time on our show to do charts. Today was not one of those days. If you want more charts, though, if anyone here is saying, man, I love the bros, but I really wanted more charts, join our Discord. Go join our VIP trading group. We're doing charts pretty much every single day. It's not just me. We got other pro traders in our group. So you're not just looking and saying, what is Tim trading? What's Tim doing? We have other pro traders who are crushing it right now, who are willing to jump in, do the technical analysis with you, show you how they're trading, help you understand better ways to strategize and trade these markets. Make sure you're using Blofin with that link down below. Again, shout out to Blofin for sponsoring this video. The best trading exchange out there. No KYC, hundreds and hundreds of coins you can trade. All this, though, would be helpful if you're in our VIP trading group. We're talking charts all the time over there. So with that said, Smay, let's bring you up here. Let's get into our factoid of the day, and we'll call it a show. Everybody smash that like button on your way out.
And Tim, real quick, I just want to tell everybody about the Discord, the free Discord. Everybody check out that free Discord. But with that, let's jump into the factoid of the day, brought to you by Decrypted.tax. Here we have it. It is about our meme coin, our favorite meme coin, Dogecoin. What is the name of Dogecoin's official mascot? A, Kabusu, B, Doge, C, Inu-chan, or D, Shiba Coin?
I actually have no idea, but it's because I'm not a meme guy. Do you know this one, Shroom?
No. My gut is telling me A or C.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if it's D.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if it was B, too. That's 2 on the nose.
I just hope that A is not some silly Japanese or Korean word that is inappropriate, and Smay has put that in there. So I'm going to go
fair,
A.
It would be the elf that put it in there, not Smay.
Right.
I stand corrected. I apologize. Yeah. I'm going to go A. I'm going to go Alpha Kaboso.
I think we split this one. I think I go C. Inu-chan.
Inu-chan. All right. And with that, drum roll, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's A.
It is A.
Yeah.
And I have more proof here for you guys on my screen. Oh, wrong tab. This tab.
There you go.
Yes. See, what is the Doge dog's name? It is Kabosu. This is not AI. This is from Wikipedia. Very trustworthy source. So anyways, back to
Tim, did you see Alpha Bros, a.k.a. Crux of Crypto? He said, OMG, I literally dropped this answer in the Doge video. Tim and T-Shroom are fired. Yes, we will have to we will have to discuss that one. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I have to go watch it now. That was one that I have not watched. And it's because I don't hold Doge. If you guys are wondering what he's talking about, Alpha Bros is our new channel that we are going deep into fundamentals. Crux is doing a fantastic job. Make sure you go subscribe to Alpha Bros right after this is over. There's a link in the description down below. He's going to be dropping some more content. I think he's dropping like at least 1, if not 2 videos every single week, going hardcore into getting you guys up to date on everything you know fundamentally about some of your favorite coins and projects. With that said, though, everybody, that's going to wrap up today's show. It's been a pleasure and been an honor being here with you guys. once again, smash that like, hit subscribe, join the free Discord, join more and get involved with the bros community. It's not just me and T Shroom and Crux and Smay. There are so many of you guys who make this community the best community in all of crypto. If you're new or if you want to be surrounded by like-minded people, I cannot recommend a better Discord than what we've built over with the Investing Bros. So go check it out right now. With that said, we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Adios.